Hello any and everyone watching. I'm Wibly and today we're going to draw. Gonna use my character sheet here and try and make some icons. Trying to make some short videos that I want to have this little character as a representation of me to be the teacher of sorts. So just have a sketch layer, and yeah, this is probably one of the most fun parts. One of the hardest parts, but very enjoyable, I think. So we're just gonna chill, have a chill session of sketching. So grab your pen and paper or your Clip Studio and let's draw together. Not really sure where the whole idea of portraying myself as a tiny little skeleton pirate came from, but that's the brand now, baby. How's that looking? That looks beautiful. I kind of wanted like a little fray here. Hopefully that eraser is like very tiny. There we go. So yeah, I kind of wanted a little fray like that. This is what I mean when I say this is the hardest part. Like, this is where all the decision making happens. And I love it. But pretty understandable. Some people might not love it. Personally though, I couldn't imagine being an inker and like never drawing your own stuff. I know some people do it, and like a lot of respect for those people. They're very talented, obviously, but I just couldn't imagine doing it myself. As for how this video will go, I'm not too sure. I'm still in the early stages figuring everything out. So Jordan's brother, whose name I forget, if you're watching this and have any suggestions, feel free. Let me know what might be more interesting, what parts you like, what parts you don't. And if you are not Jordan watching this, thank you. Well, thank you too, Jordan, also. Not like you don't count. But let me know what you like about this, how you found it, what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of. All that kind of stuff helps with trying to get this ship floating. And speaking of getting this ship floating, if you would like to support me and join as a member of the Wibly crew, you can do that over on Patreon. I have that set up now. Very excited about that. Yeah, so no pressure to do that, but it's there for anyone who wants to. I want to make myself very silly and small looking. Therapists may have questions to ask about that, but luckily there are none to be found. So let's do this. I want like a little teaching Wibly. Separate myself from my persona as much as I can. Scribble out the eyes. Teaching, what would teaching be? I think teaching, like the ruler, I guess, but I'm not really. Oh, it's sword, I'm a pirate, duh. Oh boy, this is pretty silly. Let's do this. I think my body is probably, what am I? I'm like about a head and a quarter tall. So I want my whole body. Actually, if you include my hat, I'm just one head tall. That's an easier way to go by it. So For anyone wondering, when I do my measurements like that, I have a tablet, like a drawing tablet now that I use where I can actually draw right on it, but before that I would just put my fingers up to the screen, and so it's like my thumb is here, my pointer finger is here, and I'm just like, I take it and I'm like, okay, so I'm about this tall, therefore this. That's all I'm doing. And you can do that. Obviously it's easier on a like when you're drawing right on your screen, but I used to do it when I was using a different tablet as well, so it's very doable, and it's a really simple way to get measurements, and I'm all about simplicity. We don't want to complicate this any more than we need to. Maybe something like this. Speaking of simplicity, I don't know about this belt. That design might end up changing eventually, but we're not thinking about changing designs right yet. We need to actually use the design we have. And yeah, so I was going to be drawing myself way taller than I actually needed to, so that's probably why I was not really feeling those proportions before. It's nice to have a character sheet. I've never really used one before, if I'm being honest. I've made a couple for friends and clients alike, but haven't actually worked off one all that often. It's very helpful though. If you have your own character that you're going to be drawing a lot or plan to be doing anything like that with, I definitely recommend character sheets. Very good. Very good. Been referencing Dragon Ball in with my art recently. Doesn't really seem that, or when I was younger, it didn't seem that impressive to me of an art style, but now looking at it, it's like the things he's able to do and express, like, man, it's really something to strive for as an artist, as a cartoonist. Especially like I said, the expressions, the action, just everything is so good in that. Oh, I gotta draw my bloody skeletal hands. Notice I literally didn't even bother drawing the hands in my character turn around. That's how I like to work. Very stress-free, I guess. And we'll have a nice, big, nasty falchion. How does a falchion look? I should look that up. 1 second. Okay. Okay. That's pretty simple. I want it to be like bigger than I am again, just to really sell that feeling that I'm like this small chibi character. Trying to teach art. Just like that. So good. I wonder if there's swords in Dragon Ball. I should look at that and try to do some studies of that too. Just really falling in love with that style, and I'm wanting to do a comic eventually. So that's another reason I've been studying that some. Like, I thought it would be a simple art style to reference. And it is simple, but like, it's simple in a complicated way almost. I don't know how to describe it. It's a lot more going on than I had initially thought. And so, like I said, I just really respect Toriyama's artwork now. More so than I did before. I find that with a lot of artists, actually. As I age and grow up as an artist, I start to notice other people's work in things that I might not have really cared for in the past. Even if I don't want to mimic those art styles still, I'm like, just have a lot more appreciation for them, which I think is a good sign. Sign that I'm growing as a person and as an artist, that I can appreciate different styles, maybe. Let me know if you've ever had any moments like that of like maybe abstract art that you didn't really care for in the past, but now you can appreciate. Again, even if you don't do it, you can still appreciate it. Something like this. I'm going to go and do all my inking afterwards, but I just want to get some sketches. So this will be like, you know, pointer Wibly, and I'll probably make that sword even more big and stupid looking, so something like that. But that's pointer Wibly. What else should we have? A disappointed Wibly. I should be sketching these faster. I just spent 11 minutes on one sketch. Yikes. Let's go with another. Character expression sheet. Let's look that up. Whenever you're thinking, how am I going to do this difficult thing? The answer is always copy someone who's already done it. Like, why waste your time thinking about something that's already been figured out, right? I know some people don't want to hear that, and you're like, no, I'm a purist. I'm going to do it all on my own. I mean, good luck, bud. Good luck. Everyone has someone. And fortunately for us, out here in 2022, or whenever you're watching this, our someone is the internet. So, what's this? I don't know what character this is. I don't super like them. Let's see. Big Hero 6. That might not be so bad. I don't know if I ever finished Big Hero 6. I started watching it with my wife before we were married. Yeah, this is a cool expression sheet. I'll show it to you really quickly, actually. Pop this bad boy up. This is what I'm looking at. I'm not going to keep this here, but I have this up on another screen, so if you're wondering. Let's see. We'll have kind of like this, like, might be difficult actually. I haven't left much room for expression in my character. So we have our big stinky eyes. How do I smile? That's what I'm talking about. There's a way to smile. What if I... Is that terrifying? Is that too terrifying? Now I look angry. Oh no. How do you... What is that expression? He's got a big smile. That's what makes it not look threatening. I'll try to like make these a little choppy without really getting into it, I guess. And then like, I'm trying to do something with the cheekbones, but I don't really have cheekbones. I can try to like do that. Note to self, in the future, make characters have faces that can actually emote. I might have to like do some cheater eyebrows maybe. Like Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather not if I can help it. And that's another thing I've really been trying to remember lately is like, as an illustrator, especially cartoonist, like, you're so free to do whatever you want. I can't count the times I've spent way too long trying to get a pose right, and then I realize, wait a minute, I can just not draw this pose. Sometimes, again, for client work, it's always the bloody clients, who I love and adore. But it's always them who make things difficult, because you can't just like cheat around a pose. If they specifically say, I want my character doing a one-handed handstand, you gotta draw that. You know, there's not a whole lot of room for anything else. So what if I use the hat? Man, I'm so smart. Oh, goodness. Genius. Ghostly skeletal genius. Same before, I wonder why I chose a ghost pirate as my little avatar. It's because I love pirates and ghosts. So, question solved. I should make these guys all somewhat similar, use a similar base, shouldn't I? Oh, Wibly, you're so difficult. Just like your father. That's a face. If ever I did see one. I mean, it's crazy all the little things that I do without even thinking about it. When I make these videos, I'm like, oh boy, everything I do I need to explain to you. Like, I need to explain setting this layer to a color mode, I need to explain lowering the opacity. And it's like, there's just so much of it that it's just autopilot, and I don't even think about it until I record myself and think about these things. I'll probably end up speeding through parts of this, because I doubt anyone wants to hear me ramble for the entirety of the time. Unless... could record this as a speed draw and narrate over it. Here's an idea. Do the old Drawfee special. I like Drawfee. Ideally, I think that's kind of a format similar to that. Just kind of goofs and gags that I want to be making. And then maybe hit with some serious stuff every so often. But right now, like I said, we're just testing the waters, trying to figure out what format I want to do, what my audience is going to be like. I don't think I'm that entertaining, you know, not as much as Drawfee. So I'll probably have to work something out there. What I mean by that, because I'm like focusing now and not really saying anything. All I mean by work something out there is like figure out a balance between learning and entertaining. Because I think ultimately, like, my real end goal here with making a YouTube channel is I want to be a teacher. teach some cartooning, comic making perhaps. Just all the stuff that I love. Share that love with you. I think would be really nice. I'm using a little bit of my animation background, if you can call it that, animation experience, just to make these similar while still differing. I didn't really think about that, but I can kind of look at this as a keyframe, right? Base the rest of my drawings around this one, and that way when you splice them together, and I splice them together, I don't know how you would be, it won't be super jarring, you know, having like different head sizes and all that. I'm drinking an Americano today. I usually, oh I'm sorry, I just tapped the mic. I usually drink it black, but they put milk in it today. I'm not loving it, but it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't want to waste it, so. I gotta keep in mind the actual shape of the falchion now. My favorite weapon in Dark Souls, if anyone's wondering why I'm being so specific on, like, no, it's a falchion. Specifically a falchion. Weapon's dope. Strength curved sword. You get to look fancy without having to be a dex user. Come on. Cha! Yeah. Hit. Yeah! And maybe we want big boy sword right here. Maybe our hand is resting on it like that. Third. And the cowl is one of those things that really just serves to get in the way, but I love it. I couldn't imagine not having a massive cowl in any character that I ever used to represent myself. Not that I would ever wear anything like this in real life, but in the internet where I can be a ghost pirate, oh yeah. I don't like it. Let's dip on that. What do we want? What do we want, boys? Let's flip it, get a new perspective on life. That looks a little better, like a rallying cry, perhaps. Yeah, we can work with that in the sketch. Holy, it's almost been a half hour already. Time flies when you do your job. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, I like that. That's good enough. I still like this one more, so we'll use it as a base. So I've got like a teaching, I have like a yeah, I guess I should have a no. Super seeing a good no face, maybe like a head in the hand sort of. Yeah. Oh, that means I have to draw the top of a tricorn. Oh goodness. Actually, you know what would be kind of cute? Drawing is just like a sword fight. I say this having never been in a sword fight in my entire life. Nor do I want to. Please, well, yes, I do. I'd like to be in like a, what do you call that? Like a fencing match. I think that'd be pretty fun. That'd be pretty fun. I've made the decision to simplify. I have like a rounded loop in the hat, but I'm just gonna simplify that because if I'm drawing this guy as much as I plan to, just for the sake of longevity, this will be easier, right? Maybe we'll change our little thrust like that. Maybe bump her up just a bit. Buttons might be down a bit. Yeah, I think I kind of want the whole curve like that. Sweet. Alright, well, I don't want this video to go for too long, primarily because my upload speed is like, I don't know, very, very slow. So I don't want videos to be too long. But, yeah. Hopefully you've gotten some enjoyment out of this. If you've watched this long, I assume you have, perhaps. But, yeah, I'll probably cut in at the end of the day with the final inks of what I've done here. And, oh yeah, I'll talk to you then. Peace out, Cub Scout. Alright, trying a new recording method. Yeah, again, bear with me, I'm still learning all this. Speeding along here. I don't know if I recorded over this already. We'll see. Yeah, I always like watching these recordings. Makes me look like I know what I'm doing. A little bit. You can see though, I'm still struggling quite a bit moving around. I shouldn't say struggling, that's just the process. Here is the character sheet I was talking about that you couldn't actually see, so I had that up the whole time. And yes, I decided to put in a little Kraken arm, which hopefully people won't find lewd, but anime really has ruined us all. Getting that bell, getting the nice ink. I end up going for, I was talking about Dragon Ball earlier in the recording, and I end up doing a like black, white, and then screen tone sort of look, so that's pretty fun. Got me waving. I also figured out, I was struggling with the expressions, and rather than changing the shape of the outline of the eye, like that black circle, just messing with the little inside dots. So I angled them to make them angry. I have, you can see there a little bit, like the, what do you call it, greater than, less than sign. There, they're angry. So that was a nice little breakthrough. Sometimes you just gotta go with it, I guess. We're getting the suction cups on, so I know we're getting close to the end. And you'll see me put in the screen tone and add in the white pretty soon. So yeah, pretty simple stuff. A lot of inking is pretty simple. Sorry to repeat myself, but yeah, just filling in what we've already figured out in the sketch. So I will join you again in real time in pretty soon, actually. So yeah, bye-bye. And we're back. Like I said, I was going to come back later on that day. Turns out we got a severe thunderstorm and the power was out for the rest of the day. So I am here now the next day. Thankfully the power is back on and we're doing all right. So yeah, I've got my little Wibly characters. I decided to go for like a sort of manga, black, white, and tonal, I don't know what they call that, tonal cover something, I don't know. Anyways, I've got this question mark, I've got a little waving goodbye, this because that's funny, a little high five, yeah, and taking notes. This, oh no, there's my navigator. This is pretty terrifying. I greatly regret doing that, but no time to take it back now. So anyways, I just wanted to show that off now that it's all done. I think I put in a time lapse. I haven't done it yet, obviously, so you probably saw the process of me doing that. Any questions you have, feel free to ask in the comments. You can support me on Patreon. Yeah, give suggestions. You know, anyone watching this, whether I know you or not, like give me some suggestions of what you'd like to see. Either lessons or little meme, whatever things. That'd be really cool. So yeah, peace out.